Good evening, and welcome back to Aislin's Enchanted Path. Tonight we complete our journey through the Witch's Pyramid by turning inward to the very center of it all. So far we've explored the foundation of knowledge, the creativity of imagination, the fire of will, the strength of faith, and the stillness of silence. These are pillars that support your magic. But at the heart of the pyramid, its glowing, pulsing core, is something even more essential. Love. Love is the soul of your craft. It's the energy that connects you to all things: spirit, earth, yourself, and others. And without it, even the most technically perfect spell can feel hollow or forced. Let's talk about why magic that comes from love is not only more ethical, but more powerful, more enduring, and more deeply transformative. But first, let's clarify what we mean by love. We don't mean romantic love, though that might be a part of it in some circumstances. And we don't mean the fluffy bunny stuff. We don't mean the fluffy bunny Wicca or anything like that. No, we're talking about universal love as a form of connection, the kind that honors life, that cherishes the connection between us all, that sees the sacred in all beings. Love in magic is an open-hearted awareness that reminds you why you cast spells in the first place. Not to dominate or manipulate, but to create harmony, to heal, to empower, to bless, to help. And sometimes, yes, sometimes that love can take the form of a hex or a curse. Sometimes it has to. It happens. We're all put in positions that are not necessarily ideal, and we have to defend by going on the offense. But that too is a form of love. Love is what roots you in your ethics. It's what keeps your magic aligned with your higher self and not just your ego. When your practice is centered in love, it becomes not just powerful, but purposeful. Now, magic is energy, and energy is shaped by emotion. If your spell is fueled by fear, control, desperation, or even anger, that energy will ripple outward and often bounce back in ways you didn't necessarily expect. But when your spell is cast from a place of love, whether it's love for yourself, your community, the earth, your family, a friend, or the divine, well, then it resonates with the world instead of pushing against it. It flows naturally. It's supported by the universe instead of resisted by it. Think about it. Would you rather receive a blessing from someone who would like to help you? Or do you want to receive something from someone who just wants to control the outcome, who's not necessarily interested in helping, but control? Love softens the edges of your will. It purifies your intention, and it makes your magic not only more effective, but safer, wiser, and more in tune with the universe itself. Again, that doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean that you're not occasionally embracing something darker, but it does mean working in alignment with yourself and with the universe as a whole. Your magic is powerful for that. Now, what does love-centered magic actually look like? Well, that's a good question. It looks like casting a protection spell, not out of fear, but out of care for your own peace and well-being. Maybe it looks like sending healing energy to someone with no expectation of anything in return, just the wish that they feel whole again. Maybe it looks like asking for abundance not out of greed, but so you can create a more joyful, generous life for yourself and for those you care about. That's all right. Maybe it looks like pausing before every working to ask yourself, is this coming from me? From the core of who I am? Think about it. If the answer is yes, move forward. And if the answer is no, it might be time to reflect and reframe. Again, that doesn't mean everything you do is going to be fluffy bunny. Everything I do is certainly not fluffy bunny. But these things do require reflection, alignment, and you have to think about your motivation. Is it coming from love and a desire to help and protect? Or is it coming from anger and a desire to hurt? Those are two very different things. Even if the spell itself would be similar, the motivations are not the same. The Witch's Pyramid isn't just a list of steps or a checklist. It's a living system, and love is what gives it life. Knowledge becomes wisdom when it's used with compassion. Imagination becomes creation when it's inspired by joy. Will becomes sacred when it aligns with love's purpose. Faith becomes trust when it's rooted in connection. And silence becomes listening when it's filled with empathy. Love doesn't replace the other 5 principles. It animates them. It brings warmth to your wisdom, clarity to your vision, and intention to your power. It reminds you that you are not casting spells in a vacuum. You are participating in a web of energy, life, and spirit that connects us all. You don't have to be overflowing with radiant, glowing love every time you light a candle. You're human. Some days you're tired, and some days you're frustrated, or you're hurting, or you're just outright angry. But even in those moments, you can still return to your higher self. You can still know what your purpose is and know what your ethics are. So if you're having difficulty aligning that higher self, that sense of love, that self-love, with how you feel right now, well, here are a few tips. Start by creating a ritual of gratitude before spell work, even if it's only 30 seconds. That ritual of gratitude, it can be anything that makes sense to you. But take a moment. And you can speak kindly to yourself during your practice. You don't have to trash talk yourself. And speak gently of others, even when they don't deserve it. Light a candle simply as an offering, not to ask for anything, but just to give back. And work with deities or spirits that embody love, nurturing, or compassion when you're feeling anything but. There's not always space for working with those kind of entities, but sometimes it helps to work with those that are the opposite of how you feel, just to add a little balance. And check your intention often. Does this spell align with who I want to be? Maybe. Then keep going. Maybe not. Well, maybe pass. Love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a quiet choice, a soft shift, a willingness to care even when it would be easier not to. And that, beautiful souls, is the final piece of the Witch's Pyramid. We began with knowledge, and we've built upward through every essential element of the craft. But it's love, that invisible thread woven through them all, that makes your magic truly whole. So as you continue to walk your path and cast your spells and deepen your practice, return often to the question, is this rooted in me? Is this representative of who I want to choose to be? Because magic that comes from love and alignment doesn't just change the world, it uplifts it. Thank you for being with me through this series. It's been such a joy to walk this path with you. And now I'd love to hear, what does love-centered magic mean to you? Share your thoughts, your experiences, or your favorite rituals in the comments below. You are the heart of this space, and your magic matters. Blessed be.